Guys, it's the 24th of May 2016. I thought about making a long Tumblr post about what happened, but I figured it's probably just a lot faster to do a video about it, and it's been a while since I've done any video journal entries, so I figured I'd just kind of kill two birds with one stone here. So I thought I was going to be talking about this 26-hour trip to Tokyo, which included going to a traditional dance and theater performance, catching up with an old friend, and seeing two different art exhibitions, all of which were in different areas of the city. So it was insanely busy, and I am so fucking exhausted. But instead of talking about that, as fun and exciting as all that is, what I'm gonna talk about is what happened after we got off the plane. So we get back. It's early evening, or yeah, sort of. It's we haven't eaten dinner yet. We're getting hungry, and we just got off the flight from Tokyo. So we're heading up to. Actually a restaurant area in our local airport, and we were like, you know what, let's just grab food here, and then we can go by some of the places if anything's open, and if not, we'll go to a convenience store, grab something for lunches tomorrow, go home, and just crash. So we're talking about, I don't even remember, probably just stupid shit, One Punch Man things, I don't know, headcanons. And this is my spouse and I, and we are heading up the escalator, and we hear a little alarm. We thought, oh, it's because the escalators here are alarmed. If you start to go down and up or up and down, it will make a sound so that you know that you're going the wrong way. So it sounded like that. We're like, okay, well, that's weird. We didn't really think much of it. We're continuing on when we're told to stop by two gentlemen in nice looking suits. And we're like, what? And they're like, we're the police. And they both produce their badges, and they look very official. I mean, I've never seen a Japanese police badge in person before, but I'm assuming that's what that looks like. So they both put them away, and they have these little translated sheets of paper, which I'm not really looking at because I'm a little bit too concerned about the fact that the police just stopped us in the airport. And I was like, oh God, I'm thinking, like, did we say something that sounds like something related to terrorism, or something like, what is the reason why we are getting stopped? And so they tell us, we're the police, and as you know, there's a lot of heightened security because of the G8 summit and the Ise Shima summit that's coming up, and also in preparation for all the Olympics in 2020. Yeah, it's already happening, all the heightened security for that. Um, so we're like, oh God, we're being profiled, which is fine and all. And they asked to see our passports, which of course we don't have because we did domestic flights and we just used our alien resident cards. And so we're like, well, we don't have that. We live here in Japan. And then they ask us a few questions about how long we've lived there, and what we're doing in Chitose airport, if we're in the Sapporo, like what brought us to Sapporo, why are we in Hokkaido, and we're just like, we live here, and like here. And so they were like, well, we need to see your alien registration cards. And they confirmed the status of both of our residencies. And of course, I'm on a dependent visa, so they had to double check that it showed that we were, in fact, married. And we're just standing there in the airport. We're both exhausted, haven't slept in fucking ages. and they're just going through and they're talking to each other. They're talking to us back and forth. Um, they're asking us like, "Do you understand what we're saying in Japanese?" And we're like, "Yes, we understand. We're just fucking panicking because you're the fucking police." And so they double check that our addresses match, that the expiration dates match, that everything seems in order. And I'd say we were with them 25, 30 minutes or something. Um, and then they're like, well, we have to write your information down as part of our procedures. And so they did, including like our resident numbers and our address and my spouse's employer, things like that. Um, and then they thank us for our time, tell us that we're not actually in trouble whatsoever, that this is purely a security measure, nothing to see here, and they thanked us for our time and left. So that all sounds like no big deal, just got stopped by the police. And, you always hear the stories of people getting stopped. Actually, my spouse wasn't sure if they had the residence card because for domestic flights, they don't even always check your ID at all, despite the fact that we're on high alert actually right now at all the airports here. So they didn't check our ID. They didn't check it in Tokyo either, which kind of fucked up, gotta say. Not good, not good. But, then we get stopped, and if you don't have your residence card, you can be taken to jail. So luckily, my spouse did find their card. Um, but then we were wondering, like, were they really legitimate police officers? Like, we don't know. We saw badges, but would we know them from even bad fakes? I don't know that we would. Um, and so we were really concerned because we don't know. I mean, I would like to think in Japan, usually there's not a lot of scamming that happens. Um, so we're hoping that there's nothing that's going to happen as a result of that, other than that the police are going to check that we're not. But I mean, we were criminally profiled, which is always fun. Great to have that happen, different countries. Um, but yeah, afterwards it was just a lot of anxiety as a result of that. Um, just because we were really we have no way of knowing for sure. We just have to sort of keep an eye on things to make sure that that sensitive information wasn't accidentally given to somebody that was pulling some kind of scam on foreigners that don't know any better. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but an airport would be a good place for that if that's what it really was. I'm not sure what all they can do with that information. I guess they could. I mean, they can't make a credit card in our name because foreigners aren't allowed to own credit cards. You're not allowed to get a credit card in Japan if you are not Japanese citizen. So it's not like they could use it for any kind of credit card scam. I'm really not sure what they could do with that information at all. Um, so we're really just hoping that nothing comes of that, but it's really just not what I needed at the end of of that vacation. And we also, our plane had been significantly delayed before boarding, significantly delayed on the runway, and then also late even from the time it should have gotten in. So yeah, I was completely dead yesterday, and I'm really not that much better today because I didn't sleep very well last night. So I'm probably gonna go to the store, get something easy for dinner, and then go to sleep. Even though it's not even 4 o'clock right now in the afternoon, but I'm really just wanting to fall the fuck asleep. So, yeah, that's what happened. We did not get jailed, thankfully. Although we were both worried about that, and we talked about how fucking worried we were that we were both going to go to jail because of some who knows what. I mean, you can be held overnight for just about anything if you're a foreigner. Um, so yeah, it's our first time in and I am not happy about that. You know, whenever I've heard about people getting stopped for things like that, it's always been sort of on the street by just like local neighborhood cops. I've never heard of it happening in an airport before, but I don't know. I mean, they seem like they were stopping me more than my spouse, and I don't know if that's because people don't seem to understand what my nationality is, so maybe I look like more of a threat. You know, it's my Mediterranean features, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know why they stopped us. It could have just been random, or it could have been that they had some reason they thought, or they misheard a word that we were saying and thought it was something more ominous or suspicious. I really don't know. Um, but I just can't stop thinking about it and worrying about it, even though there's nothing that I can do now. There's no sense really worrying about it. It's just so annoying because, of course, I work at the airport, and to know now that it's like, guys, your security sucks, but you're gonna stop me for that. All right. Anyhow, I'm just gonna keep rambling because I'm tired. So I'm gonna go, and there'll be more Thrown Duel videos coming out this week and next. There's still a couple from the previous time, I think, that still have to go up, and then I have a bunch more requests. Thank you guys so much. That are in my inbox or that you left comments on previous ones. So we'll look forward to making those for you then. So take care.